Hello, this is Dr. Wagner for CIS 129 at Pima Community College. For today's class, or for today's video, what I'll be doing is showing you how to do three things. One, um, get random numbers. So for the set company assignment, you're basically making a slot machine. And so you need to have a random number generator. Get values from an array. So I'll show you how to make some arrays. And then three, access values from a function or method. So I'll put these up top. And I'll be posting this code on the website as well if you can't get everything. So the first thing you need to do is to get random numbers, you need to import a random number generator library. So there's a random number generator library in java.util.random. And this is a built-in library that comes with the Java virtual machine. And so what this value will do is you can get a random number. So I do random. And generally I like to have, unless there's multiple ones, in this case I'm only have one random number generator. If I have multiple class of type, I just get the same type name. So this type, where you have the first letter is uppercase, is called Pascal cased. And then this is just regular, what's called camel case, which basically means the first letter of the word of a variable is lowercase, and then all the subsequent words are uppercase. So I'll do new, random, and then this will be used to generate random numbers. And so what we're going to be doing is getting integers from an array, values from an array, and so that you need integer source. So we'll go over later how to get integer values. And so for this case, what I want you to do is we want to make an array. So the array is supposed to have basically 6 types, and I believe I forgot to write it down. We're going to make a string, and we'll call this values, or we'll call this slot values. And here you can see the I'm doing the camel case, and so I believe it is cherries. So I need to make this array by putting the type and then square brackets after the value. Shows that this is going to be tells the compiler it's going to be an array. So I think the values are cherries, oranges, plums, bells, melons, and bars. And then what we're going to do is we want to be able to randomly grab these values. So for what you can do is I'm going to say get value, and then what I'll do is I'll say int random equals random dot next int, and this will just grab a random integer, and then the number you put in here will tell you what the range of the numbers is. So the range is going to run from, in this case, 0 to 5. In most programming languages, the first element of an array is actually the 0th element. So in that case, it would be cherries. Oranges would be the first element. Plums would be the second. Bells the third. Melons the fourth. And bars the fifth. So I want to make the range. I'm going to put 6 here. And this will make range from 0 to 5. And then, so just to kind of see what the value is, I'm going to put print line random equals random, And then I'll also print out slot value equals, and this will be slot values, and then whatever number we're going to have. So we'll do random and print this out. So hopefully this will work. So I'll save this, go to project, or I'm sorry, go to tools, compile current document, so it's compiled, and then run document. You see the random number generated was 4, and the slot value was melon, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's good. So this gets you to generate random value, and then also defines and declares an array. And so the last thing we want to do, which I'll do for this video, is show you how to call another method. So let's say you want to instead of having to call a random number generate value from here, what you want to do is call it from a method. And so for this assignment, you actually need multiple methods. So to declare a method, actually the main value up here is a method or function. So you want to make another one. So we're going to do, so you need to first type out what type it is, what permissions are. So public means any function can grab it. Anyone can grab it. There's basically 3 types in Java. There's public, private, and protected. Private and protected basically mean they can only be grabbed by other functions within a class. But we're not going to worry about that until we get to the object-oriented programming at the end of the semester. So static means it can be accessed without having to declare a class. And then there's going to be a return value on this. So we're going to return a random number. So it's going to be the same as this value here, integer. So for the main, it was void because it doesn't return anything. But now we want to actually return a value. So we're going to have integer. And then I'll say, just call it getNum. And then we're not going to pass in any values here. So actually, we'll do, say, maxNum. So what this will do is generate a random integer. So we want to bring into this class, or this function, all the elements you need to actually generate it. So think of a method as kind of like a module or kind of segmented portion of like a mini program. So we're going to bring in the random number class, and then this random space, and then we're going to return the value. So we're going to return random. And then I'm going to replace the 6 with the max number. So here we have a declared variable. I'm going to compile. It looks good. And then but we really don't need these portions anymore. This is kind of redundant. So I'm going to take this out and take this out. I'll put this down here and replace it with max num minus 1. And so now we want to get the random number. So we'll do, since the values in here have a different scope than the values in here, which means they can't really be accessed. And this is called a good programming practice. So I don't have to change anything. I'll just call this random equals getNum, and then I'm going to call the value down here. Now here it has the type that defines the parameter, but you really don't need that here. You just need whatever number you're going to do. So I'll do, you can actually find out what the size of your thing is, slot values dot length. And this basically is a little function that grabs whatever the slot values are in string. So I'm going to compile, and I'm going to run. So it looks like it gave a 4 again. So the reason why it gives a 4 is when you call random it basically it seeds the random number generator with a continuous value. So if I do this, I'm going to cut and paste this, and you can see I think it's actually going to a little error there. And then when I run this, notice how it's generating different values. So that's good. That's what I wanted. So if you want to add on to this and modify it, you should be able to get pseudocode Java assignment number 3. And also remember to turn in your pseudocode. So write out all your code and then turn in your pseudocode. And then either in the discussion or in the comments on YouTube, post any questions you have and I'll be happy to answer them. Hope this helps you out getting started. And again, this is Greg Wagner for CIS 129 at Pima Community College.